We have created so many amazing Dollar Tree DIYs this year, but in this video, it is going to be so exciting. I'm featuring 25 of the absolute best so far, featuring some of these incredible products you can find at Dollar Tree. If you've been around for any length of time, you know I am obsessed with mason jars, and I created so many great ideas using them outdoors. So I want to show you some of my absolute favorite ones. And the first one, we're going to need a solar light, also from Dollar Tree. Love those. This one is so easy too. Anybody can do this. We're going to take the lid and the ring off the mason jar, take the lid part out, and just put that ring right back on there. Easy peasy, right? Now take the post off your solar light, and all you have to do is plop it right down into the mason jar. Instant luminary. Just that quick, just that simple. We're going to take it up a notch though. I also want to give you a little hint and tip and trick here. You can use matte clear spray paint, and look at this. It will actually make your mason jar look frosted. You don't have to buy anything special, just the inexpensive clear matte spray. And then look at this. Add your solar light in there and you have a pretty diffused glow. You can also do this with other spray paints like the blue and the red that are sea glass, and also a stained glass spray paint. So those were fun to create. This one is going to be awesome. This is one my family uses all the time now. Wash your mason jar. You can find these pump lids at Dollar Tree now. So love those, but I think they're more for soap and for shampoos and stuff like that. So I went on Amazon and I found these that are food safe. So I will make sure to link these down in the description box below for you. And they come with a pump, and they come with a lid, and they come with a rubber gasket. And you of course want to wash those too. Easy to put this together. Just twist it all together. However, it comes with a little straw at the bottom. A little bit too big for these regular sized pint-sized mason jars. And as you can see, if you take them off, not long enough. So we're going to do a little customization there, just using some scissors. You can cut those straws really, really easily. Just keep cutting it down until the entire thing fits into your mason jar and touches the bottom, and then just twist these lids on after you've put them with your barbecue condiments. So things like ketchup, things like mustard. You could even put like syrups in there for coffees and things that I think would make for a really cute addition to your coffee bar. But go ahead, fill that up, put these lids on, and you have a really cute and useful item using mason jars. Now, like I said, our family uses these every single time we go outside to barbecue, or if we get out the fire pit and then we do roasted hot dogs. These go outside with us. And let me tell you, the other thing I really like about these is, you know how whenever you squeeze ketchup out of the bottle, the like liquidy stuff is on top and it like ruins your hot dog? You don't have that with these because it's all coming from the bottom. Obviously, you want to still shake them up a little bit, but you get easy pumps of your condiments onto your hamburgers, your hot dogs, French fries, things like that with these guys. So check them out. Again, I will link those down below for you. I'm also obsessed with these. I found these on Amazon. Again, I'll link them below for you, but they are so easy to put together to make your own mason jar tiki torches. So I have done this in the past using a copper coupling reducer and having to drill a hole in the top of your mason jar lid. But this kit literally comes all the things you need, all ready to be put together. You just put your wick in there. That even comes in the kit. And then you put your tiki torch fuel into your mason jar, twist that lid on and light it. And guess what? You have an instant tabletop tiki torch. Love this so much. Probably something you don't want to keep around kids or pets. Obviously, could be dangerous with that flame. So caution, caution, of course. Safety always first. But if it's just you and some older friends, kids, not young kids, but like teens, older than that kids, these are perfect. They're going to keep the bugs away, and they're also going to give you a little bit of pretty light and ambiance at nighttime. So the snuffers also come with this kit on Amazon. It comes with a set of 2, so you can make 2 tiki torches. Again, I'll link those down below for you, but this next idea is super cool as well. Mason jars make the perfect container to keep your matches dry, and whether you're camping or whatever, keeping these outside, Just throw your matches into a mason jar, and you can find these really cool striking match stickers on Amazon. Again, I'll link them down below. We love Amazon around here as much as we love Dollar Tree. You just stick it onto the bottom or the back side of your mason jar, and it's easy to now light your matches and your tiki torches. For this idea, you're going to need a wide mouth mason jar, and we're going to make a mosquito repellent floating candle vase. So we're going to fill our mason jar with some water. And what is going to keep those bugs away? Well, rosemary does a great job, and so does lemon. You can also do essential oils in here, and you just plop those down into the water, cut up your lemon. You can do one of two things or both. You can squeeze some of that lemon juice right down into the water. You can also put some of those lemon slices into the water as well. Makes it look pretty. It's also practical too to keep the bugs away. And then I have a extra special little thing that we're going to add to this water. So you can leave this just like it is, or you can turn this into a floating candle vase. And these awesome candles you can find on Amazon, and they are water activated. So watch, you plop it down into the water and the light turns on instantly. How cool is that? Another Amazon find that I'll link down below for you. I love these things. It'd be great for a wedding, a party, if you're gonna have a backyard barbecue, and you have that glowing ambiance, but then you also have the bug repellent power of the water and the ingredients in there. These are so pretty for the nighttime, aren't they? Well, the next item we're going to focus on at Dollar Tree is their foam board. You have no idea how many awesome things you can do with foam board. It's almost like wood, and you can build with it and you can decorate with it. And we're going to use it for some organization items. So we're going to grab some hot glue, a knife, and you're also going to need a ruler. And we're going to make our own custom sized drawer organizer. So the first thing you want to do is measure your drawer, and then we're going to transfer those measurements on to our poster board. So it definitely helps to also have a large cutting mat that you can put on your work surface and a long ruler, because we're going to be cutting out some long strips here. So you want to make your strips as tall as your drawer height. So keep that in mind. It's going to be different for everybody. And then we're going to start cutting our pieces out the rectangle size of the drawer. So you're going to have 2 longer pieces and 2 shorter pieces. Time to put this together. So we're going to do that with a little bit of hot glue. So start with your longer pieces, and we are going to sandwich those smaller pieces in between them. So make sure you also do a little bit of math in here so you can subtract the width of your foam board from the overall width of your drawer, because obviously that's going to add a little bit of length and width to your drawer, and we want this to fit in there snugly. So now that we have the outside dimensions in our outside rectangle, we're going to add in some dividers. So we're just going to cut those pieces down to size. If you want to measure your utensils, you can do that first, or you can randomly kind of do it like I did here, creating a long size and a short size and 2 medium sizes. And then we're just going to take this in and push it into our drawer and fill up our drawer. And can you believe this? This cost $1.25 for this custom drawer organizer. It doesn't get any cheaper or better or easier than that. Also, if you know me, before and afters are everything. They keep me motivated, and this one is a great before and after. From a mess to completely organized, this has made things so much easier. All my knives stay where they need to be. I'm able to find my scissors really easily. All the little things don't get jumbled up and lost in there. So this one is a 10 out of 10 stars from me. This is another 10 out of 10 for me as well, and it's going to take a little bit of work, but you're going to be impressed. We need to cut 3 rectangles, 7.5 inches by 8.5 inches, each one of them. So again, just using the ruler and our X-Acto knife to cut that down. And you will see we're going to be cutting some little slits in these and intersecting them in the middle, and we're going to make our own little turnstile organizer. It's going to blow your mind. Important here. Now you're going to mark the 8-inch side at 5 inches down. And it's also going to help to use another piece of foam board and kind of draw the sides down to that 5-inch mark. It's going to give you the exact width of what we need to cut out here. That little slit, you'll see, here's what we're going for. We're going to repeat that with the second one, and then we're going to do something a little bit different with the third. All right, so here are our matching 2 pieces. The third piece I said is going to be a little bit different. Again, on that 8-inch side, you're going to mark down 2.5 inches from the top and the bottom. And we're going to use that piece of foam board to mark the sides. Again, the width of the little tiny width and thickness of the foam board. We're going to use our ruler to help cut that out. So you can see where you're cutting out 2 slits at the top and the bottom. So here's what your 3 pieces are going to look like. Grab that one that has the top and the bottom cut out. We're going to start putting this together. So take one of the other pieces, slide it right over the top so those intersecting parts connect. Flip this over to the other side and slide the other one over the top. And now we've created 6 different separated sections. Now back to more cutting. We're going to take that foam board and we're going to cut 6 pieces that are 4 inches tall. You don't necessarily need to worry about the width right now because each one of those are going to be a custom size. So once you got that 4-inch height, you can go ahead and measure each section to the exact width that it needs to be. And then we're going to use some hot glue to attach these onto the sides. All right, so here is our first piece put in there. I'm going to reiterate, you definitely want to be measuring as you go, as this is not a perfect science and your separators are going to be a little bit different as you go around this. But same process, just measure, cut it out, make sure you're putting that 4-inch height all the way around and hot gluing as you go until you make your way all the way around. So it's looking up pretty good, right? Can you believe this is all just foam board? You can make some pretty crazy, amazing things with them. So now that we've got that part done, we're going to add a handle to the top. A lot of them I've seen have handles. So I raided my craft stash and I found these wood knobs and it was too tall. So I just took my handsaw and miter box, cut it down, and we're going to hot glue that right at the top. So we have to make a bottom now, right? So we're going to use some of that leftover foam board and just trace around the outside, take your knife and cut that shape out. And then we're going to hot glue that right onto the bottom. So you can leave it like this if you want, or you can get extra fancy. You can find these Lazy Susans on Amazon, super cheap. I'll link them down below for you. Add a little bit of hot glue on there, push your organizer on top, and now we have a spinny organizer. So cool, right? So there are a ton of different uses for this, but it's organization, so you can use it in so many different ways. This is a great use in your craft room for all your craft supplies. You could use it on your office desk for things like pens and pencils and scissors. You could put it on your vanity and use it for makeup brushes, your makeup, or in this case, you can also use it in your kitchen for things like silverware, napkins. You could take this outside for your barbecues. So get creative with this one. I hope you give it a try. You're going to have absolutely no reason not to organize after you watch these really affordable and easy organization ideas using foam board. This one is a good one too. We're going to take a piece of foam board and cut 2 squares 8 inches each, 8-inch squares basically. And then we're going to take those squares and we're going to cut them at a diagonal and create 4 triangles. You're definitely going to need 3 of these triangles. However, if you have a longer space, you may use all 4. You may make something super long and make it even need even more triangles. But we're going to mark our angle at 2 inches, 4 inches, and 6 inches from the top. Just using a pencil to do that, marking about 1 inch long. And then we're going to come back in like we did the last one and use a piece of foam board as our guide for the width and the slit that we need to cut out of each one of these markings. And then as you can see, we are repeating this process on every single one of those triangles. And it's the same marking, so I just kind of used one as a template until we got through all 3 of them. Now we need to make some shelves because we're making a tiered organizer here. So we're going to take another piece of foam board and cut 2.5-inch wide shelves. Depending on how big your space is going to depend on how long you want those shelves to be. No matter what, we cut 3 slits in these triangles, so we need 3 shelves total. And as you can see, you would just pop those 2.5-inch wide shelves into the slits. And as you can see, now we have a tiered or step effect for organization. So another great one for your craft room, using it for glitter or paints like this. And I have more ideas for you too. So the other idea is to take this into your kitchen. It is perfect for organizing spices, and look how many spices you can organize. So this is where you want to customize it. You could make more stair steps. If you've got more room, you can make your shelves longer. But if you have other ideas of how you would use this tiered organizer, leave those ideas down in the comments below for me. You can also make your own custom cube organizers using foam board. We're going to use the full length of this foam board, cutting right down the middle at 10 inches. These are 20 inches wide. We want to make the biggest cube we can. So we're going to cut this in 2, and then we're going to cut those pieces into 10-inch squares. So you are going to need 2 pieces of foam board from Dollar Tree to create this cube, as you're going to need 5 squares, and you're only going to be able to get 4 out of 1 sheet. So now we need to put this together. We're going to use some duct tape. You can also find duct tape at Dollar Tree, but the heavier duty stuff, the name brand stuff, is going to last you longer, so I suggest spending a little extra to get the good stuff. And we're just going to put 3 of these together side by side, leaving a little bit of room in between each one because we're going to be folding these up. So now we fold up those 2 sides, and we're going to add a front and a back side on, and then we're going to fold up the corners of the tape and snip off any excess. So here we did it. We made our own storage cubes, and at this point you can get creative. Spray paint them, cover them in fabric, cover them in contact paper, or we're going to keep it simple today. These are some chalkboard stickers you can get from Dollar Tree. We're going to use a chalk marker and just write numbers on them and stick those right onto the front. Or obviously, if you're trying to really be organized, label them with whatever is inside the container. I mean, come on, right? Under $5 to make your own custom storage bins. So stinking awesome. You can even put holes in the sides and give them handles if you want. You can make lids for them if you want. So many different ideas here. Hopefully you will give this one a try, especially if you're needing more storage space in your home. All right, so this next item we're going to focus on, they have had forever and ever and ever, metal hanging plant brackets. These are awesome though, heavy duty metal. I've used them in so many different ways. I have some new ways and some of my favorite ways I want to share with you right now, starting with this one. This is a 4x4 post. They come 8 inches or 8 feet long, and I just cut it down to about 4.5, 5 feet. Totally up to you. If you want to leave it 8 foot, you can, or cut it down in half, and then you've got 2 of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to install one of these brackets at the top. You can even find wood screws at Dollar Tree now. Get out of here. So I grabbed those while I was there, and we're going to use those to install these brackets. They come with screws, but they're kind of chintzy, so these are going to be more heavy duty, and make sure that this outdoor piece is going to last you for years to come. Now let me also draw your attention to my gorgeous drill. It's called the Athena drill. It is a brand new design and model made by my friend Natalie over at Design to the Nines. Thank you so much to her for sending me this gorgeous and super powered drill. I definitely will link it down below for you. You got to check it out. If you need a drill, this is the one you want. So as you can see, now I have installed 4 of those brackets at the base of that 4x4. And what did that do? Well, it created feet and a stand for this post. And as you can see, I also put one at the top there so we can use it to hang things on. And in this case, a hanging basket. I did have to put some cinder blocks on the back side there because it was front heavy, but you all had left me some comments when I originally posted this that I should put a second one on the back side and hang another hanging basket off the back so it would balance it out. So genius. I love you guys. Thank you for leaving comments. I love to read them and I love seeing your ideas. Speaking of your ideas, this is one of you all's. So this works with any kind of picture frame, a larger sized one obviously, but you can get great ones from Dollar Tree. You can use it for a picture stand. Look at that. You can use some hot glue, glue it onto the back of your picture and make it a tabletop stand. This is just a great DIY. I love this one. And I also love that Dollar Tree now carries these wood plaques. I used to have to get them from Hobby Lobby, and now I can head to Dollar Tree. So awesome. So I'm going to use this one here, this shape here, and paint it. I just picked black. It seemed to be a nice contrast and also match the metal bracket we're going to be pairing it with. Then I went ahead and found a cute design and decided to send it over to my Cricut machine and cut out a decal for this cute garden sign, but I understand not everyone has a Cricut machine. So another option would be to use a chalk marker to create your own hand-done design. Or I actually have this exact design and decal available in my Etsy shop. Yep, I sure do have an Etsy shop, and I will link it down below for you and link this decal if you want to recreate this project. So just a few different options for you, but if you have a Cricut machine, create your own design and just cut your vinyl out. Use that transfer tape to then transfer your design over and onto your wood sign. And if you purchase this from my Etsy shop, it'll come ready to go for you. So all you have to do is remove that transfer tape, center your design, press it down with something hard, and then slowly remove the transfer tape from the top, and look at this beautiful design left behind. There is just something so satisfying to see what that looks like once it's completely transferred. So pretty. I love the black and white contrast. And now we're going to create the sign to hang off of our metal bracket. So again, at Dollar Tree, you can find these really thick thumbtacks, and they're kind of more like upholstery tacks. And we're going to use that with some thick jute. This is 4-ply jute, and we are going to just tap those brads or those upholstery tacks down into the top of the sign to hold the jute in place. So easy peasy, we've just added 2 strings to the top of our sign with those tacks, and now we can use those strings to now attach it onto the sign, just tying some knots at the top and then cutting off any of the excess jute. And just come on, this is so cute. This is great for your back porch, which is where I have it. But you could also, I've seen people put these in their hallways to mark where the restroom is, or a cafe, or I don't know, so many different ideas you can do with this, but just a cute hanging sign. You could even add something to the back side and make it double-sided. And then one more shameless plug for my Etsy shop. I will have that link down below for you. Definitely want to check that out, as I have so many other different decal options in the shop right now. So head over when you get a chance. This next DIY is actually a thrift flip using those Dollar Tree brackets. I found these awesome shutters at the thrift store, and they were only $2. I know, I couldn't walk out without them. So we're going to use one of these to make a primitive and kind of farmhouse shelf. To make this extra rustic, I'm using a piece of pallet wood. We are going to sand this down and get all of the crud and gunk off of it, as well as all the splinters, make it nice and smooth. And then we're going to put this together with those brackets. Oh, one more detail I want to add in there. Whenever you get these from Dollar Tree, they come with 2 holes on the short side. But since we're going to turn this into a shelf, I'm actually going to need to put some holes into the back side so that this will hang on the back and the shelf will sit on the top. So a little trick to do that is to use a 2x4 and put your hand onto the 2x4 to hold it down. And we are going to then use a metal drill bit to drill through that metal on the bracket. Voila, instant hole, and this customizes it for us. All right, now it's time to put this together. So we are going to put a bracket on each side of that long shutter. And as you'll see, that piece of pallet wood is gonna sit on top for us there. So it did help to add a little bit of hot glue on to the back of the brackets and then to screw it in. That way it wouldn't wiggle around on me. And then all we have to do is to attach the wood onto the top to make a quick and easy shelf. Let's give this even more of a purpose here, and we're going to add some screws to the front of this, or some screw hooks. Not only can you use this for decorative purposes, but you can use this for storage purposes. If you put this in an entryway, you can then use those screw hooks for scarves, hats. You could put this in your room and use it for jewelry, but these are super affordable cup hooks you can get from Walmart. I will link all these supplies down below for you. Just drill a little pilot hole and then twist them in. Or of course you can use the shelf for decorative purposes too, like you see here, just adding a cute little wreath to one of those hooks and some decorative items to the top. We do a lot of wood bead projects around here, and I love that Dollar Tree has lots of options in bags, colored, stained, on strings, on wreaths, lots of different options. So of course we're going to craft with those. This first idea, you're also going to need a bamboo hoop. You can find those at Dollar Tree or in craft stores. They're also known as embroidery hoops, or Amazon, and I'll link some below for you. We're also gonna need some 1-inch size wood beads. So we're gonna take those beads and hot glue them side to side. We want those hole openings at the top and the bottom, so make sure you're gluing the right ends together. And we're gonna continue gluing these beads together side to side until we get the whole width inside of our bamboo hoop. So there was just a small gap in there, so I just tapped on the side of my embroidery hoop to manipulate it a little bit and kind of close up that gap and make it more snug on the side. So there's a little tip for you. Then you'll just take some more hot glue and glue those bead ends to your bamboo hoop. So we're going to be using some Dollar Tree greenery flowers, that kind of thing, to just slide down into the holes in the openings of the beads. But I really think, honestly, this would be so much more pretty if you used dried flowers. So lots of gardens happening right now. So grab some of those flowers, dry them, and use those maybe, or even hit the craft store and you can get some pretty dried flowers there too. But here's the general idea, and still using some things that I already had on hand. Now we need to make a hanger, so we're going to use some of that 4-ply jute and just cut a long length off. We're going to tie it to the top there and tie another knot at the top to make a cute little hanger. So you can put this on your wall or your front door. Really would be cute if you kind of put this in a set with some other boho style accessory pieces, but super duper easy and really, really pretty. Again, I still think this will be much more pretty with some dried flowers. Still love this bead and plaque hack. So you can find a set of 4 of these round plaques at Hobby Lobby for $3.99, so about $1 each, still a great deal. You're gonna need 4 wood beads, and we're gonna add some hot glue to one side of the bead and then just put it evenly spaced around the outside of this wood plaque on the bottom side to make some feet. And we just made our own little raised tray. You can paint it, you can stain it, you can leave it. I'm going to do something fun. As you can see by my nails, this purple, and obviously my sweater in this too. I'm obsessed with this color, lavender purple, and I will link the spray paint down below for you. But this tray is gonna get a pretty coat of purple spray paint because I'm gonna be using it in my craft room. For this one, we're going to grab this sort of round garland with a tassel, wood bead, strung up set, and we're going to use it for more of a hack versus a DIY. So for this one, all you have to do is put it around your curtains and create your own little curtain ring, which I think is so easy and so cute. And that's why I say it's probably more of a hack than a DIY, just because we're not literally doing anything to the beads themselves. You could just leave them plain. But I guess it would turn more into a DIY if you wanted to paint the beads or stain them. But here's just a quick and easy idea for you. Add a little bit of style to your home for $1.25 and for only about a minute of time. I literally couldn't believe I found these painted wood beads at Dollar Tree. They look like they'd be something you'd find at the craft store. But definitely grabbed those, and we're going to make a cute keychain with them. So you're going to go ahead and feed your beads onto a string. I'm using some baker's twine here, super cute. I'll link it down below for you, but another craft store find. Just put however many beads and in whatever colors and combinations that you want onto your string. I did 5 here. Once you get those on there, we're going to use a little tassel, another Amazon find I'll link down below for you. And then we're going to use a yarn needle, and we're going to feed that twine back up through the beads. So both the tails are going to be at the top. That's going to secure that tassel at the bottom. Then we just need to add our keychain onto the top of this. I found these cute ones on Amazon. I wanted something a little bit more fancy than the traditional just silver basic one. Totally up to you though. But I did tie a good knot in the top of that and used a little bit of super glue on there to make sure that that string was not going to come undone at all. And then did my best to get the tail into the top bead to kind of conceal it and hide it. So such a cute way to just add some sass to your own keychain or purse, or also makes a great gift for Mother's Day, for teachers, for Christmas time, birthdays, whatever. Super easy to do, affordable, and custom too. So here are those beaded wreaths I was talking about before. They come in different colors and shapes and all that kind of stuff. Beaded shapes, I should say, but we're gonna use the traditional one here. Also, some of these wood dice from Dollar Tree, and then a square plaque to make a really beautiful centerpiece. So we are gonna flatten out the bottom of this wreath where it connects, and we're gonna hide that by putting that underneath the plaque. So we're gonna give this plaque some feet first, so just hot gluing 4 of those wood dice to the corners of the bottom of the plaque. Now back to the wreath, that side that we flattened out is gonna go underneath there. So we're gonna use lots of hot glue to keep this guy in place, not just the bottom, but also on the sides. Now use even more hot glue in between each one of the beads on the bottom. This is gonna keep it from twisting around and keep everything held together, because once this all sets up, it'll sit up straight for us. And then a little tip is put it on the corner of your table so it can dry and it'll sit straight up for us. So now we have a little bit more wiggle room. Come in with even more hot glue. I mean, the more the better here. Let that set up and then we can decorate it up a little bit. So we are going to just use some greenery or some flowers from Dollar Tree and hot glue those onto the top, keeping it really, really simple. Then just place an LED candle right onto the plaque, and look how gorgeous this is. So pretty for a centerpiece, so pretty for some home decor. You can even put a little mini picture frame on there to display, or even do like a double-sided. You could hang a little terrarium from the top and not do a candle. There's just so many options here. Very, very pretty, all Dollar Tree supplies. For this DIY, you're gonna need a wood round like this one. You're also gonna need a pedestal candle holder and also 2 of these strings of beads. Before we get started, we need to prep this wood sign. So it comes with some holes and some string through it. You wanna remove the string. Obviously, we're left with some holes now. We wanna fill those up, so you can grab some spackling from Dollar Tree. Go ahead and just use your finger and squish that down into the holes. Let it dry, sand it smooth, and then we'll have a nice flat wood round piece that looks finished that we can now move on to the next step. These strings of beads from Dollar Tree are super nice, but they come loose. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull those beads all to one side, undo the knot, and then make a new knot so all of your beads are snugly tight next to each other on that string. And then just take your hot glue and run a bead of it all the way around the outside edge of your wood round. And then you're going to do that same thing with the second set of stringed beads. This just happened to be the perfect size for this size wood round. So you may need to get more wood beads or less. Take some off if you need to. You just want to make sure that you have a nice clean line of beads all the way around the outside edge. Next, you'll flip your wood round upside down, add some hot glue to your Dollar Tree candle holder, and then put that right in the center. Pretty cute, right? If you like that raw look, leave it as is, or if you want to give it a totally different look, you can stain the top. Or like me, I took it outside and just spray painted the whole thing. I wanted this to have more of a chalk finish, so got this chalk paint that has more of a matte finish to it, which is more my style. And so did the bottom side and the top side, and it took a couple coats, but it gave everything a nice even coat of the same color, so it all looked like one piece. Pretty cute, right? Not too bad for only $5. A pretty easy DIY, and the white paint really made it all come together. Moss is just a staple, and I love that you get from Dollar Tree the reindeer moss or the Spanish moss. I like the reindeer moss, but there's a time and a place for the Spanish moss, so I'm not going to knock it. But we're going to focus more on the green reindeer moss for these DIYs, and I love that you can make your own moss letters and sayings. I just think they look so pretty, especially outside. I've seen them on walls and stuff. So I'm trying to recreate that look here using a metal hello sign as a base from Dollar Tree. So we're just using some hot glue and going around on the metal and just sticking the moss on. Pretty easy, right? So keep an eye out at craft stores or home decor stores for maybe your initial or a different saying that would work for you. So this is basically just an idea. You guys need to run with it, get creative with it. So what I did is I added moss to this whole word, but I did not add moss to that little birdie at the top. I just really wanted him to stand out and look a little bit different. But a little tip here is once you get a lot of this hot glued on there, then take some scissors and go around the outside and trim off any of the excess. That's going to clean it up, and you'll be able to read your word a lot better. All right, so you get the picture here. Here's it now finished. Magic. Look how cute that is. The metal was cute, but of course the moss just gives it more color, more life, makes it super fun. Add it to a wreath, add it to the wall, set it on a shelf. Lots of different ideas for this one. Now we're going to grab these candle holders from Dollar Tree. They're glass, so be careful. They're little tea light holders, and I just said don't knock the Spanish moss. Well, we're going to grab some of that for this DIY and combine it with the green reindeer moss. And for this one, we're just going to cut a little section off and kind of twist it and mold it into a little birdie nest. So what you'll do is just kind of pull it apart and then make a circle with it and kind of roll it onto the center into itself. And that is going to create our little birdie nest. Then you can throw in a little bit of the green moss. That's going to give it some texture and some extra color in there. You could not put the green in there if you don't want, but I really liked the way this turned out with the green. And then we're going to hot glue that onto one of those candle holders. And then you can't have a nest without a little birdie egg. So added this cute little speckled egg from the craft store into these. Obviously made 2 of these in the different heights to give it a little bit of variety. But these look so fancy and classy for your spring and summertime decor. Next, we're going to grab some of this jute. It's actually wired jute, so it'll hold its shape. How cool is that? I love crafting with this stuff. I really wanted to make a wreath, but I didn't have enough moss, so we're going to make a mini one. And we're going to use one of these signs from Dollar Tree. Obviously, it was a fall one. I grabbed a few of these during the fall, knowing that I could change them up. They don't necessarily have to always be for whatever season you buy them for. So we're going to take a piece of cardstock here, cut that down to size so it'll fit on the inside, glue that to the backing. Now it's a blank slate, and we're going to turn it also into a little shiplap piece here. So using a pencil and measuring up every inch and drawing a line, that gives it a little bit more character, a little bit more texture. Again, we're going to glue this to the back of that sign and reinsert it into the frame. So this wire jute is going to be the base of our wreath. So we're going to cut a length off. Actually, we're going to double it up and size it so it fits within our frame. Again, double it up. So roll it around twice, and then also make sure to twist the ends so those stay tucked in there. Now we just have to attach this wreath onto the frame using some hot glue, just a couple spots here and there, and then center it within your frame. And then we can come in with our hot glue and start attaching our moss. So a cute little mini moss wreath. I also love the wood beads on the top of this sign so you can hang it, but looks cute kind of propped up over on my shelf here. A cute little addition to your home decor, but loving this. Something that you can keep in mind to take from fall to every day. These pots at Dollar Tree are also great to decorate and craft with, so keep that in mind when you see these during the springtime. We're going to take some of these smaller sized styrofoam balls you can get from Dollar Tree and hot glue them into the bottom and make some really cute moss candle holders with them. So those styrofoam balls acts as a filler, so we don't have to use quite so much moss to fill the tops of these up. We're going to do that with all 3 of them, and then we're going to just stick a votive candle on top. I found these on Amazon. They are just, battery powered, so you flip them off and on, and they just sit right on top here and look super cute. I really love to incorporate moss into my spring and summer decor. It's a great way to bring the outdoors in, add some greenery to your home without having to do it with flowers. I love the Dollar Tree also carries these faux lemons, something you usually could only find at the craft stores. So if you see some, grab them. They are awesome for your spring and summer decor as well. I want to show you how to make a really easy lemon tree, which are so popular right now. I had this terracotta pot, but I wanted it to look a little bit more rustic looking, aged looking. So I am lime washing it. It's pretty cool stuff, and I'll link some down below for you. You just add a little bit onto the pot, paint it on there, and before it dries, go over it with a clean cloth and kind of rub it into the pot, and then as it dries, it just gives it a really cute and rustic look. This stuff also dries really quickly, so I was able to go back around a second time right after the first coat, and then don't forget the top edge and also the inside of your pot if you're going to be seeing any of that. So for this lemon tree, I grabbed 2 of these lemon stems from Dollar Tree, and we're going to connect them together in the center to make one stem. We also need to fill our pot with some styrofoam. Dollar Tree is literally the only place I ever buy styrofoam from because it is the cheapest and it's actually really great quality. So that's what's going to hold our tree up, but we are going to kind of bend these stems together in the center and twist them together to make one stem. Then we're also going to need to cut this down to size. I love using these 10 snips. They are better than using your nice scissors, and they're only $5 at Walmart. So I will make sure to link those down below for you. Take your lemon stems, stick them down into the styrofoam, and then here's some awesome Spanish moss from Dollar Tree. We're going to use that to cover up the styrofoam. Some of these decorative lemon trees are literally so expensive, but we were able to make ours here for only about $5. I think that's a great deal. Looks super nice, super high end. So DIYing is definitely sometimes the answer over just buying. Now we're going to make a lemon garland, and we want a variety of sizes. So I grabbed these stems of lemons and then also some of the single lemons, so we get that, like I said, varying sizes, so it's not all the same. Gives it a little bit more dimension. You're also going to need some jute, and I'm using some magnolia leaves in this garland as well. So we're going to take all those lemons off the stems, and then we got to start making holes into the lemons so we can string them all together. I used a combination of an awl and also a barbecue skewer to get those holes down the center there. So you need a hole on each end and then they kind of meet up in the middle. But you definitely want to make sure your holes are big enough that your jute is going to fit into when we go to string these together. I found it easiest to take some tape and to kind of feed the jute over the pointy end of a barbecue skewer and then tape the tails down to make my own makeshift needle, as you need a longer thing that is going to go all the way through those lemons. So we are going to kind of do a pattern here with a small lemon and then a larger one and string it onto the jute. And here is our lemon garland strung all the way together. We don't want these to come apart, so we are going to tie some knots on each end to secure those lemons in place. And then once that's done, we can start adding our magnolia leaves. So I just used some hot glue and glued them to the underside of the lemons. So I kind of made a bed of leaves for them to lay on. This turned out so nice, and I am so happy with this. I honestly wish I would have bought twice as many lemons though, because I want to put this on my fireplace mantle, but it's cute in mini size for this shelf is kind of an accent, but I just think this would be gorgeous on a fireplace mantle. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a bumblebee emoji down in the comments below. Big high fives for you. This was a long one, lots of great ideas, and I hope that you enjoyed them. Also, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that helps out my channel so much so I can share this video with even more people throughout YouTube. If you haven't yet, please subscribe as I bring you new DIY videos here every single week. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. You can find more DIY videos popping up on your screen. Go ahead, click that, and I will see you over there. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a creative day.